Good afternoon and welcome. Yes, today's Friday and it's time to talk about the World's Ends Harem episode 7. Now, before I do my review of episode 7 of World Ends Harem, let's just get right to it. Not get to it, but let me just jot this down a bit. So after last week, with Hino and Reito's episode, being that the plot was a little bit unfetched, we right now go into the Soto episode. Right now, jumping back to Soto episode. And we can make an argument. We can make an argument on this, but let's just make this argument right now. Soto has a better backstory than those two. I'm serious. Soto has a better backstory than those two because let's just jot this down a bit. The first guy we saw, being that, once he wakes up from the surface, he started having sex with all these women. And he doesn't even care about the situations out there. He just wants to have sex with everybody. And then all of a sudden, all the sex he's getting is not enough. The only thing he wants to get a shot at and finding real love is actually Rito's sister. And despite that, despite that, it's not the same. He just there. He's just a guy who wants to have sex with everyone. He lives in a harem fantasy. He got a few girls pregnant. Now, Reito, the MC himself. Number 2, I don't like him now. I'm starting to hate this guy. He's doing things that every harem has been doing. Girls seducing the MC. You got different types of girls around him, like a tsundere, yandere, kundere, dendere. You have all those elements around him. But he's not smashing anything. In a populating world, 5 billion women in the world that he's in right now, he didn't even smash one. And I get it. He's doing this for the love of the girl. I get it because he's in love with that girl. I get it. He wants to lose his virginity to that girl. I get that drive. And also the drive to the MK virus. But the fact that he's not smashing anyone is just ridiculous. He's not doing anything. I get it. He's looking for the cure for the MK virus, but it's not enough. Okay. Now, Soto. This is why I like Soto's backstory. Because, again, a character like him that has been bullied, a character that lost a friend who betrayed his friendship with him, and nobody in the school don't give a shit about him, we understand him. It's anime that deals with the bullying that we see it, and we hated it. The most common thing I think that comes to my mind just thinking that was Magical Girl Site. Now remember Aya from Magical Girl Site? She was bullied at school and she was bullied at home, and nobody in school didn't even help her. That's my point. So I look at Soto's backstory, being bullied, and now that he's coming in this, he's stuck. Both the past and in the future he's been like a bird in a cage. There's no way out. He can't escape this. Sure, he got all the women, but still it's not enough. But I'm gonna get right to it with this review of the World's Ends Harem episode 7, because this episode was kind of like important to me because for Soto's sake. Okay. So, after this 1 week room affair that he's been getting, Soto has this whole routine, this 1 week sex thing, and Karen being the mastermind of all of this. The next girl that's smashing him for this whole entire week is this easygoing gal girl, Rika. But seeing her, it traumatizes him because if you recall his past, one of them was a bitch ass gal, dark skinned bitch ass gal. That was that. And you know what's funny? Every time I look back in that, I'm like, where is she now 5 years later? That's what I'm curious about. Where is she 5 years now? I am absolutely curious on where she's at. Because she needs to understand what Soto's been going through and what he's been going through now, to a point where I'm like, okay, where were you 5 years later after you bully him? Where were you? I think Soto should kill her. I'm just saying. That's just me. Okay, now, back to what I was saying. Again, he's being traumatized by the girl because she actually wanted to have sex with him, like literally. But in that bathroom scene, and her, it's just traumatized by it. So he goes to the teacher's lounge. He goes to the teacher room the teacher's office where in his past, he's more comfortable. That's his solitude. That's his place to hide. So he goes there. And then Sunka's there too. And they both have this intimate sex. Like, they both felt the love. Like, it's like both of them, because they both have the bruises from when they were bullied. Bruises on your mark, you can't get rid of them. So when Sota had some around his body, Shinko showed hers by showing off her shirt, and then she showed her bruises. And she said she was bullied in middle school too. So they both share a common trait. Like, they were both alone. They didn't have friends at most. They were both bullied. And that right there was the moment when Sunka and Shoujo had sex. So that was like a passionate sex right there. Okay, now he goes with Sunka, and in room is that gal girl, Rika. They are there, they arguing, they're having this cat fight thing. And he couldn't bear it, he ran off. Now he trying to contact his sensei, but the teacher MILF. And I get it. He loves the teacher. Of all the women of all the harems he has, it's that one woman that he loves so much. And I'm applauding that. Now, the tall black girl, with the ponytail, she got a slender body. Let's not front. And then that flashback that he's brought up from Karen said, no one dislikes you. So it's like, okay, take off your shirt. And that evil look, take off your shirt. And he was just kidding. But she actually took off her shirt. And he hesitated at first, but he grabbed the boobs, that. But then the next day, seeing that body, he wants to apologize. He didn't know what he got himself. His mind was just out of nowhere. But that didn't stop Ichiro. I can't pronounce it. I think it's Ichiro, I think. She closed the door, the gym storage, and they started having sex. But the way how she did it was that even though she apologized for rough sex, she tied him up first. No escape. Tied her up first, ripped the shirt off, and then she I mean, I get it's a rape thing. I mean, people want to say it is. So after that she apologized because her urge, she couldn't wait anymore. She loved them. So I understand why she had to go. I understand why she did that. Okay. Next, Karen's mastermind plan went even further. And instead of a 1 week with a girl, you're gonna have a morning kiss with everyone. You're gonna have a morning kiss with everyone. So you're gonna kiss a girl day by day. So each day you're gonna kiss a girl. You're gonna kiss a girl. You're gonna kiss a girl. Every day you're gonna kiss a girl. And that's what he did. He been kissing girls every single day. And then when he got injured, when his hand got injured, you know what he did? They took him to the infirmary. And that injury, that little minor injury, led to sex. This big old nurse bed led to sex. A 4-way, by the way. Akira, Injiro, and Sunko, and himself. He's at a 4-way. Like, this guy is... And it's like one injury can lead to sex. Meaning, you can have one scratch on your arm, leads to sex. You can have a bruise on your leg. You'll be in an orgy. But my point is, even an injured hand, like Soto just had, it just led to sex. That's it. Now that Kieran's plan is really getting there, the next girl that he's gonna get is Shino. Now I'm gonna get to Shino later. So we get to see Soto go into this idea like he felt like a bird in a cage, both the past and the present, both the past and now. Because if you remember back in 2040, he was a bully. I'm sorry. In 2040, he was getting picked on by the bullies. And now with this year, he felt this way right now. He's feeling it because now that he's trapped, there's no he can have all the sex he wanted, but he doesn't want that thing. And his brain is telling him otherwise because now that Karen knows that Soto still has feelings for his sensei, she literally she ain't coming back no more. They transfer her. So she'll be gone a year or two. And that anger and woken the shit out of Soto. Like, literally. I would have slapped her. But Soto's rage got him to a point like he should have hit her. But he didn't. Should have. So he's like, what am I going to do? I got nowhere else to go. I'm stuck in here with all these females. My mind is just like, she's cute, she's cute, she's cute, she's cute. Instead of just kissing her a day, how about you take the girl I just kissed and have sex with her? And that's what he did. So the girl that he just kissed, now he just had sex with her that night. So I'm like, this guy is so like, I got no choice. He's in that moment where, like I said, he's in that moment right now where he's like, the girl that the sensei that I love so much is gone. And I won't see her for a year or two. Now I'm just gonna be with all these all these girls, these schoolgirls, and I'm just gonna have sex with everyone. Now the only one he's not concerned about is Shifu, because he sees her, the one that was making the love potion, he sees her as a little sister. So he's not doing any of that. But still, the fact that the one he loves is gone, and the fact that he's in that predicament now with all these females, he's like, his brain just like fucked up to a point where he's like, again, my teacher's gone. Meaning, all these girls are cute. I smash all of them. And that's what he did. Instead of a good morning kiss, he had sex with them. Now, here's the closing point of this. We got a new transfer student now. And the girl's name is Shino. And that's the one that was in Sota's past. Remember that moment when Sota, when they announced him that he'll be away for a while because of the disease? Shino was the one who got on the phone and left. So that being said, the past is gonna hit him even more, because this episode itself was all about Soto and the past that he's dealt with. And I like what the story is. I like Soto's storyline because it's jumping from the past to the present. The past and the present, because we can see the things that Soto had to go through. And now with this week's episode, with Shino's coming back, one of the things that, again, Soto's looking like cringe about it is now that Shino is there. And remember, this is 5 years later, so now Shino's in her 20s. Back then, I think she was 18. Now she's 23, I think. But my point is, an older girl attending a school, and he's like lingering to that effect. I think what we're gonna get is a flashback of what Shino was during the 5 years when Soto was bullied, and we're gonna see more of that because it's a chain effect. It's like a butterfly effect. So with the chain of events that's going on in Shoto's backstory, we'll see how that goes. So I look forward to it. I really am looking forward to it. So again, this was a good episode, like I said. And by good episode, I mean Soto's stories compared to Reito's and Hino's. Soto's story is more better than the other two. And like I said, with Soto in the school trapped like a bird in a cage, it's hard for him to even escape these grounds. And Karen just being a manipulative bitch. I mean, even though her role is to keep an eye on him and make sure that Soto restart humanity, Karen just being that, it's just something about her that screams like, I don't like her. And still I don't. But that's my point of view. So again, with this week's episode, getting more and more about Soto and the backstories and the things that traumatized him, we've seen that more lingering effect as it is towards next week's episode when Shino arrives to school. So I look forward for next week's episode of the World's End Harem episodes. Next week's episode 8. We're almost done with this. We're almost done. So I look forward to it, and let's see more about let's see more of Soto's stories instead of just like going back to Reito's story. Let's just see more. So I look forward for next week's episode of the World's End Harem, and I'm sure you will.